Oh gosh, this will really bake your noodle, but I think you were just taking a little time out. I'm afraid you are actually quite dead.
I'm sorry, what?
Welcome back to WD Magiccast for the week of December 25th, 2022. This is episode 208, the last episode of the year, folks. WD Magiccast, the show about the mouse, the Marvels, the galaxy, and beyond. I'm your host, Matthew Gracon. In this week's show, Dave and I sit down and talk about what else? 2022, a year in review. Some of the memorable stuff, some of the stuff that we forgot, some of the stuff that we forgot to mention, you will let us know. But it's a nice stroll back down memory lane of the past year. While I'm at it, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Boxing Day, Happy New Year. All the holidays that there are, all the holidays there will be. I hope you had a fantastic year. I hope next year is even better for you. And on that note, we'll be back after these words from our friends and sponsors. And now, on with the show. Well, it's that time of the year again. Christmas is come and gone, and New Year's is right around the corner. It is our 2022 year in review. Time to look in the rearview mirror and see what has transpired this year. And there's been a lot of things that has happened with the Disney company, with our show, just all things in general. And one of those things that has happened over this year is our good friend Dave has come to join us. Dave Goldman is now part of the show, and he is joining us on this year in review. We invited everybody else, but one reason or another, they weren't able to make it. It's that time of year. Everyone's crazy busy, lots of things going on. So we understand that some people aren't feeling well. Matt, I hope you are feeling better by this point. We miss you, buddy, and we will look forward to having you back on soon, next year. And but Dave, thank you for breaking the trend, telling work to go put their package somewhere, and joining us for this look back on 2022.
Yes, thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to, reminiscing over, what has transpired over the last 12 months.
Yeah, it's as I was sitting down going through the notes, and I kept going, wait, I know I'm forgetting more. Oh, yes, there is more. Oh, wait, there's more. Oh, there is even more. Oh, wait, there is more.
Yeah.
It's been quite the cornucopia of events this year, and I know I'm even scratching the surface with what I have come up with.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in no particular order. We had Walt Disney World. I'll start in the parks.
Okay.
Their 50th anniversary is continuing. It started November the prior year, but it continued all of this year and will end at the early part of next year. You had the Star Wars Halcyon Star Cruiser special resort opened up. That was March 1st when it welcomed its first guests. Taking people to a galaxy far, immersing people in a galaxy far, far away. You could argue the price point being,
a tad high.
in a galaxy far, far away.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't. I haven't been on it. I can't tell you if the price point makes sense or not. It for me personally, it does make it a challenge.
Yes.
But it is. But from everything I've seen, you are, for the most part, it seems like you're getting your money's worth. So your food is included, at least food and drink is included, and the experience goes the entire time that you are there. You never leave the show.
Right.
So you are completely, for the 2 days, you are completely, or 2.5 days, whatever it is, immersed into Star Wars. Everyone who works there, walking around the ship and everything, it is 100% Star Wars.
Yeah.
So
for people like me, I would love to delve into that, to just, be totally immersed in that for 2 days, but
I would the whole time I'd just have this look on my face like,
but that price point does scare you away. So
it is a little punch in the pocket, but if you can do it, good for you. Do it. Like I said, I know people who have done it, and they can't speak enough of it, of how wonderful it is. So at some point, I hope I get to go there. Not gonna be anytime soon.
No. Well, I mean, how many is it? You're paying for a room. How many? Do you know how many people? Like, you know what I mean? So in other words, like if me and you wanted to go there and split the bill, it'd still be expensive, but would we be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll do that down the road.
The rooms, I think, hold 4 or 5.
Okay.
And then of course there's, just like our cruise ship, there's multiple levels of rooms. So there are suites and larger rooms that will hold more. But I want to say at least 4 on the standard size cabin.
Okay.
Using cruise terms, because you have the main beds, and then you have the 2 bunk beds.
Yeah. That might be a way to cheapen the price. We get we get 2 other people. We divide the price by 4. Maybe it'll be a little bit more reasonable. And
people that can actually afford it. Yes.
Right. Yeah. There you go.
And I'll have very angry kids.
Yes.
I don't know about your kids. My kids will be up in arms.
Yeah.
I will be needing that lightsaber to protect me as I walk back.
Yeah. Oh boy.
But yeah, that's not out of the realm of possibilities. Then you have the Christmas party and the Halloween party return at Disney World and at Disneyland. Fantasmic return on both coasts. So you had a lot going on in the parks. Guardians of the Galaxy. How did I forget that? Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind opened up.
Yes. I'm jealous because you were lucky enough to get on that.
I was lucky enough to get on it. I was lucky. Yeah. It is. I was going in with the notion, because I kept on hearing, you have people waiting at the end with barf bags and people are throwing up afterwards.
Really?
This is what I heard initially. So I get there, I'm standing in front, I get on the line, like, okay, it's a roller coaster. I do pretty good usually with roller coasters. Some of the ones around here can beat you up pretty good, and I do fine with them. So I shouldn't have a problem. But yeah, I'm preparing myself. And I get on this thing, and you go through the little show scene and everything. You get to the launch point. I'm like, all right, here it is. Let's see what it's like. You get thrown backwards because it's a reverse launch. Spoiler alert, sorry. The music comes on, and I tell you, and I'm not exaggerating, this is probably the smoothest roller coaster I have ever been on in my life. Yes, it is a brand new roller coaster, but even other roller coasters that I've been on that have been pretty new haven't been this smooth. It is like ice skating on butter. It is just, you just are flying along, and even the seats rotate and turn as you're moving to change your vantage point so you see what you're supposed to see. I didn't even realize I was turning.
Mm-hmm.
I was having so much fun on that with the music playing and going along and just seeing everything, the script that's being presented to you, the storyline that's being presented to you, and the images that are that you see as you're trying to see as you fly through this ride. And it is just so much fun. As soon as I got off, I'm like, I want to go again.
Is it similar to the Aerosmith Rock and Roller Coaster? I mean, I know it's a different thing, but is it similar to, like, you're in the dark, you're looking at stuff as you're going through the ride? You know what I mean, or
Yes.
no? Yes. Okay.
Yes. The difference is, so it's almost exactly like that. Aerosmith has inversions. This does not.
Mm-hmm.
Right. This, does not have any inversions whatsoever.
No loops, right? Yeah.
No loops, no corkscrews, nothing like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where Aerosmith uses still facades that are lit by black light.
Right.
This has giant LED screens and some physical props lit by black light.
Oh, cool. All
right. Which I will try not to. I will not get into.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of screens in use to watch videos and or put in special effects.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some physical props that you see that are lit by black light that you fly around and you're looking at. Majority of it is through screen.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Massive screens.
Mm-hmm.
But it works. Whereas in some other things you see them and it looks cheap and it's like, okay. In this case, it works because it is the quality of what you see in the movies.
Wow.
So they while they were filming Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, they carved out a date to record stuff for this.
Mm-hmm.
So it really is a segment of the movie, and then you add in the Terry Crews part with I'm blanking on her name. Who plays Nova Prime?
I wish I
big actress. Glenn Close.
There you go.
Reprising her role, they show up. Terry Crews is funny as anything in the whole thing, and it is just so well done. The pre-show is amazing. Don't skip the pre-show. Even though the walkthrough area at the beginning through the queue line, a lot of great stuff to see.
Was your reaction to it? I mean, I know it's a different ride, but the Rise of Resistance ride.
Two very different rides.
Two very different, but like, did you have that whole like wow moment, like when it was over? Okay.
Yeah, I had that wow moment. I still would put Rise as my favorite ride.
Better than that. Okay. Yeah.
Just because there is just that much more to it.
Yeah. Yeah, we were on that for the first time together, and that was phenomenal.
That's mind blowing. And I did it this trip again, and it still blows my mind away.
Yeah.
Just how awesome that ride is.
Mm-hmm.
But this is right up there.
Okay.
This is right up there. I mean, they are it took them 5 years, but it is, the end result so far is spectacular.
Mm.
And I'll get more into this whenever I do my trip review, which hopefully should be coming in a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to find time, sit down, and record it. But it is, it is the longest indoor roller coaster. Is the first Omni coaster. So if you're not familiar with the term Omni coaster, back in the days of the world when Disney was making stuff for the World Fair, they created the Omni Mover to be able to make sure people are paying attention to what you should be looking at. So when you see a movie, you're looking at the screen, and they will move the camera to change your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you're in a physical building and you're being trolleyed along inside a vehicle on a track, your perspective is whatever you're facing. So typically, your vehicle is facing forward. Everything in front of you is your point of view. So Disney took the idea: what if we can move the vehicle? And hence that the term Omni Mover, you moves you in all directions. Mm-hmm. So this way they can focus your view of where you should be looking. Case in point of this is the Haunted Mansion. The Doom Buggies are a perfect example of the Omni Mover.
Yep.
So at one point you're facing forward, another point you face to the left or face to the right. You're turned around backwards. So that is an Omni Mover. The Omni Coaster is the next step. You take a roller coaster, put that technology on the roller coaster, and you rotate the car to face you in the direction that they want you to look. So like I said, you start off, you actually go backwards, and then they turn you sideways. As you come along, they move you in the direction that you need to be looking forward. You need to be looking to the side, because there's sometimes some things. Picture a corkscrew going down on a roller coaster. So you start at the high point and you just going in a circle downwards, putting a point of view in the center there.
Oh,
so
and you're just watching it as you're going. That's
but
awesome.
As you're going around, the car stays pinpointed on the center object.
Mm-hmm.
Typically on a roller coaster, you would always be forward and you'd have to be turning your head to look at that. This case, you just sit forward and you always have the right point of view because the car is controlled to keep you at the right perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And the music is playing loudly and the characters are talking to you, and it is just
is it moving at a good clip? Because you know how when you go into Haunted Mansion or all these other rides, it's like a nice little slow trot along and it flips you around and stuff. But I would assume it's a coaster, so it's going at a pretty good clip.
You know what? You're moving.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can look up because I actually do not know what the speed is.
I mean, I'm sure it's not 45, 60 miles an hour. But I'm just saying, like, that would be, for it being the Omni coaster going at a faster pace, that would be why you would hear that the speculations of the vomit bags and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. And it may very much be part of that. That's why.
But it just could be those that are motion sensitive to motion sickness. You know what I mean? And which I'm not, thankfully, so I should be okay on the ride.
Yeah. Some people, that I think is the reason. And I am not so much. I was on it with someone who claims they are.
Okay.
And it didn't bother them. I know some other people who have been um, that are prone to it and skipped it, so I can't get their input. But their significant others have told them that no, you probably would be fine, but they didn't want to take the
chance, the
gamble.
risk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, regardless of the speed, I'm going next year. Hopefully, I can get in there and
Yeah.
check this out.
60 miles an hour max speed.
It does, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Zero inversions. Track length is reportedly 5,577 feet. So.
Wow. Okay, that sucker's moving then.
Yeah, max speed. So that's typically your launch speed.
Right.
Top speed 60. I mean, some reviews here. It's fast, top speed 60, but is smooth, and you don't feel if you're going as fast or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It is fantastic. It is a lot of fun. The music, some people are guessing that was approximately 40, but most of these things are saying it's about 60. So somewhere between 40 to 60 miles an hour. So you're going at a good pace.
Yeah. I wouldn't have expected that, but hey, I'm okay with it.
It is so well done. So well done. And then yeah, if you get the chance and you are, motion sickness isn't so much of a problem, then by all means, I mean, do it. If going in a slow car gives you problems, then yeah, no, I'd skip it. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but I am saying don't believe the hype of how bad the motion sickness is that people are passing out and throwing up left and right. No. Yeah, and you know what? When I was leaving, there was no vomit bags being offered to me. And let me just put it that way.
Go on, if you're scared, just go on with a poncho, just in case,
Yeah, well, just like Splash Mountain.
Yes.
I'm trying to think what else here. I know there's some more. Disney Cruise Lines launched the Disney Wish, their brand new concept ship. That's which was doing well. A lot of people really loved it. It's their largest ship to date. It's we're going from the Aqueduct to the Aqua Mouse, the first attraction at sea, so they claim it, where you actually see show scenes as you go along on this raft ride. So that's pretty cool. They towards the end, just in November, they purchased the Global Dream from a bankrupt cruise line that's based out of Hong Kong. Ship's being built in Germany. It's being a subsidiary of Mary Wolf, and it would be the largest ship that on Disney's fleet. It is one of the largest ships that will be at sea when she launches. And Disney bought it for a song, from what my understanding is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Those cruise lines. Well, that Disney's cruise line in particular, I've never, just from the outside looking in, the ships look fantastic, but again, it's the price point. You know what I mean? That's the that's the point of I'm probably going to pass on this.
And that's for something that is aimed towards family. It is a luxury class line,
yes.
And the price point puts it there. It's Disney service. I've done the line once. It was probably back in 2002 when there was only two ships. It was the Magic and the Wonder. I was on the Wonder, and it was absolutely fantastic. It was the level of service was hands down probably the best service I have experienced anywhere. They couldn't do enough for you. They went out of their ways to try and help you. The concept of you rotate restaurants and your wait staff goes with you is fantastic. So, because they don't have one main dining room, they usually have three. Because even the Wish, I think you have three main dining rooms. And so you follow your schedule as you go along. And they, like I said, your wait staff goes with you. So, day one, you're in restaurant A, day two, you're in restaurant B, same table group and same waiter group, just a different venue. I think that's a really great concept. So this way you still get your wait staff who gets to know you and what you want and expect you, and help you out that way. But you get to experience a different restaurant with different type of food, different theming, different everything. So that's really cool. And the ships are immaculately done. They put a lot into their ships. But again, for something that's supposed to be geared towards family, it's a little out of reach of a lot of families. These people are still going on the ships. They still fill up. A lot of people, people are doing it. So,
do they go? I don't know if this is do these actual ships go to destinations, or is it like you're paying that money to just experience the ship and you're just out there chilling on it?
Nope.
And
they are a typical cruise line. You pick up the ship at whatever port of call, and you go to whatever your destinations, be it St. Thomas, St. Martin, Cozumel, Alaska. Have they done Hawaii? No. But they have done Mediterranean. So the Greek Isles, Italy, France.
Oh, wow.
Spain, Northern Pacific, Northern Atlantic. Japan. I think they've done some cruises out of Japan. They've done stuff out of Great Britain. So yes, these ships travel all over, and now as the fleet is expanding, they can push ships out more. One of the ships is going to end up in Asia.
Do they have their own private island?
Yes, they do.
They do. Okay.
They have their own private island, Coco Key, and they have purchased a second one, which is under development, and should be on opening up soon, probably within the next year. I'm guesstimating. I don't know if that's an accurate amount, but they are, getting this thing up and running because there are now 5 ships in the fleet. So they need to.
That'd be kind of cool. You go to like their own little private island, and it's all like Disney themed out and stuff.
It is. It really. It's you got the not so Disney themed areas, and then you got some more heavier deep Disney themed areas. You have a snorkeling area with buried stuff underneath. At one point, they even had the Jolly Roger ship from the Pirates movies. They brought it in to
wow.
So the actual prop from the movie was there. So they got a bunch of stuff. It's a really nice experience.
That's a bucket list, like the Star Cruiser.
Yep.
2 bucket lists.
So yeah, it's. Now, see, when I was on the Wonder, there was hints of Disney. It wasn't overly Disney on the ship. They've now gone away from that, and everything is there's a lot more Disney presence in the ship and in the design and the aesthetics. So different things about it that way. But yeah, so in the Golden Dream, the outside is done, the inside isn't, and that's where a lot of the money is going to have to go and redesign it. The question being, though, is on the Disney ships, they do not have casinos on there.
Really?
So they use that space more to spread out the kid-friendly areas, the kids-only areas. The Golden Dream was supposed to have multiple casinos on it because the ship was designed for the Asian market. The question is, what is Disney going to do? Are they leaving the casinos and going to start actually having ships with casinos? Are they not going to have the casinos, which will seem strange for the Asian market because the Asian market actually likes their casinos? That has yet to be seen. There's even some questions: do they keep that ship? But with the amount that they got it for, it would be kind of bizarre if they didn't. Now they say the ship is going to be launching 2025, but I wouldn't hold that date. I wouldn't be surprised if that date gets bumped because they do have 2 more builds that they're working on, sister ships to the Wish. So they have to get those going, and they're working on this one, so that's a lot for their design team to work on. So I wouldn't be surprised if a ship somewhere gets jostled in its date. So yeah,
I would see that being a turnoff for like not having the casinos on there. Some people, not that everybody just that you got to have a casino, but some people like obviously every time we went on a cruise, we walked through that casino, it's packed.
And people love their casinos, but case in point though, Disney Cruise Line is now celebrating its 25th year of service, and never had a casino, and they're still going strong.
Yeah.
So, it's some people will miss it, but there's plenty of other things going on in the ships,
right?
That they've been getting away with it for this long.
Yeah.
But things change. Disney wasn't involved in sports betting, and now they're shaking hands with DraftKings in some ways. We shall see.
Yep.
We shall see. What else? We had Star Wars Celebration that gave us a lot of things to look forward to and what's going on in Star Wars, and just look back on stuff and a lot of cool things from there. D23 as well, just a few weeks later, in the same venue, which again gave us a lot to look forward to, and a lot of things to talk about. Bob Chapek's contract was renewed. He was extended 3 more years. And then just 2 months ago, or not even a month ago, he was told that he didn't have to come back to work the next day. It was a Sunday night. He was at the Elton John concert. He got a phone call and said, "Bob, take the week off. Now, take a permanent vacation."
I don't think we've had this conversation about this topic, but
no.
Where did that come from? Like, did they feel? I guess the higher ups or whatever felt that he wasn't bringing in enough people to on the Disney Plus app or something like that. Like, what would spur this reaction? You know what I mean? Because
Isaac and I talked about this. We did a show about it, and it stemmed from. Now, no one knows, no one's exactly, in the room where it all happened, but there were still people who were loyal to Iger that were still in the mix
in the company,
and they were not happy. And apparently one of the chief people, and this is actually someone who's now being looked at as a possible replacement, was the CFO. She and I forget her name off the hand. Give me a moment as I look it up. But she was the one that kind of really was questioning things and saying, this isn't right, what's going on here, and how the direction the company's being pointed in, and how the company's being run, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
But you really can go back before that. Chief Financial Officer Christine McCarthy.
Okay. So there were still Iger loyalists in the company,
right?
And they didn't like what Chapek was doing, the direction he was sending the company in. So they caused a ruckus or a stink or whatever and got him out.
Because I mean, you think he gets into he just starts last year. Black Widow comes out. Do you remember what happens when Black Widow comes out?
You didn't like it? No.
Well, besides that, more on the Scarlett Johansson not liking what happened.
Oh, yep. I remember. Yep. Right.
That it's supposed to be theatrical release. Her contract was
supposed to
based
go out
on
in the
theatrical
movies,
release.
and it
It
didn't.
wasn't a theatrical release. It was streaming.
Right.
And she goes, "Where's my money?"
Yeah. Yep.
And he goes, "Well, it's based on a theatrical release." Not that she didn't get any payment,
Mhm.
but a lot of times these stars, their contracts are structured on a performance base. So if the movie does X amount in the box office, they get a residual off of that.
Mhm.
So if you have a contract saying that you're going to get X amount based on the money that the movie's brought in, and now it's a streaming movie where that's a very hazy gray area of how much money is this movie actually making.
Mhm.
And you don't get any kickback on that. You're not going to be happy. And the way that he went about it in, getting the company in a big lawsuit and one of their big stars mad at the company.
Yeah.
That's not a good way to start things. And it wasn't just her. So there was a few situations, a couple, things kind of started teetering there. So that's the first example. And then, just some other things that are happening. He is speaking out, well, the animated movies aren't for adults, and the adults don't see our movies, and they don't care about our animated stuff. So you're alienating your audience.
Mhm.
And now a lot of people are blaming a lot of the price jumps and the elitist type of situations on him. Some of that was been going on or was planned initially. So that's some things he's getting blamed for that aren't necessarily him. But at the same time, they are.
Mhm.
And then there's the whole thing with what was going on with Florida. So you're upsetting government, you're upsetting your stars, you're upsetting your fan base. Yeah, it's and you done all that in less than 2 years.
Wow. Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Well explained. So now you got Iger in there. So he's back, but he's not. He's only temporarily there, correct?
He is there for 2 years. He's been given a 2-year stint to rectify what's going on and train a suitor. Pick and get a suitor ready. And that's a lot to do in 2 years.
Right.
So how much is he able to get to turn around in 2 years? That's a high thing to ask.
But this shouldn't affect anything that's supposed to be that was greenlit, right, to be released in the future, right? Like he's not going to come in and.
Well, see, and here's kind of the interesting thing. And when this all happened, it's one thing for us on the media side to say, oh, this is a good thing and whatnot. It's another thing when you have talent, and by talent, I mean directors, actors, that type of people celebrating, publicly going out saying how they are thrilled that Bob Iger is back and that Chapek is gone. And you have some of these people are a little outspoken to begin with, that they don't mind airing their grievances or whatnot. So, that's one thing. You get other people who don't do that, who are very professional, very quiet on the media, on the social media front, celebrating.
Wow.
And speaking out about how they are thrilled that this happened. So that goes to tell you something. And one of the first things Iger said whenever he came back in the door and he's taking back over is time to put the creatives back in charge of doing what they do best, creating. And that was one thing that Iger was big about, is let the creatives be creative. Where Chapek was, let the creatives be controlled by money people.
Right.
Iger was very big on the, this is what you want to do. Okay, I like your idea. Here's the check. You do what you need to do.
Right.
Chapek was more, how much was this again? I don't care what you figure out how to do it for this much. Chapek was very much a numbers guy, very much he controlled by the spreadsheet.
Mm-hmm.
And if it didn't make sense on the spreadsheet, then it didn't make sense to do it. And when you're running a media company that is based on creativity and your history is based on taking financial risks and making a product to the best of its creative capability, that's how your company is 98 years old. This is when he takes over. It's 98 years old. And that's what you've been doing pretty much for the most part for 98 years. And you go and say, nope, we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. All right. So it's good then. So that means future stuff will not be handcuffed to his rules then, and they can, okay.
Right. I mean, it was Iger's idea. Disney Plus was Iger's idea, and he got that going. So that's it's let the creatives be creative. Here's more outlets for them to be creative and put stuff out there and increase our audiences.
And speaking of Disney Plus, man, that's a home run for him, man, because I was a little skeptical when it first came out because I didn't know, what the platform was going to bring. But now, what's it been, 2 years or whatever since it's dropped, man? It's the amount of content that's on there is just insane. It's,
Oh, absolutely. And the stuff that they bring, most of it is top notch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it just, it's a wonderful, wonderful platform. I understand. Yes, the price is going to go up, and I said that from day one. That
you knew that
the price is fantastic, but this is not where it's going to say. It's going to gradually increase, and it is. But the value is still there.
Right. Exactly.
For what they're charging versus their peers. I still say Disney Plus is one of the best streaming values.
Best values, yes. Yeah.
Especially for what you get in the range of what you get. Mm-hmm. Now, before it was, you could let your kids watch it without worry that there's, nothing on there that shouldn't, for the most part, that they would be able to be exposed to. That's gone away a little bit more now, but they've now age stuff on there, so you can control that
and stuff on there.
Yeah, you can control that now. But for the most part, I mean, you got from old Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Goofy shorts to the new stuff to Disney Junior shows to National Geographic shows to the Lucasfilm stuff. You got such a wide variety of options, where some of these other ones are either a hodgepodge of their stuff and other people's stuff, or other people's stuff and then some of their stuff, to a lot of their stuff that isn't necessarily family friendly.
Right.
There's one I'm thinking of specifically that has really gone, is much more geared towards adult. There is kid stuff on there, but the majority of the stuff that I see there is very much adult, and is definitely not stuff that you could watch with your kids. So it there's a lot of stuff there for the family, and I think they're doing a good job with it at the moment. And I look forward to the continued success, and hopefully they figure out how to keep it balanced financially to be able to keep this quality of things coming along.
Right. Yes.
Speaking of Disney Plus and all that stuff, I mean, we got Strange Worlds that just came out on the 21st.
Mhm.
You had the live action Pinocchio. I haven't watched it. I've heard some mixed things about it.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I heard mixed too.
Disenchanted, again, I heard mixed things, but I heard that it's fun. Hocus Pocus 2, a lot of people seem to like that. Chippendales Rescue Rangers. That came to it. You got National Treasure, Edge of History that just came out. Haven't gotten to watch that. Strange Worlds. I'm repeating myself. That came out. That came in theaters and that got brought over there. Turning Red got brought to the Disney Plus. You got a lot of those films that came out this year that may have not gotten lost in the theater, so just bring them to Disney Plus, and you have a built-in audience,
right?
And it's great.
Well, and that's the beauty of like the streaming devices that are out there, like Disney Plus, because back in the day, you used to watch the movie, it would hang out in the theaters for a couple months, then you had to sit and, like, if you wanted to watch it again, you couldn't. You had to wait, months or 6 months down, a year down the road till they released it finally on a Blu-ray or a DVD or something like that. Cassette, yeah, whatever. Now it's like, hey, it's in the theaters for 2 months, and then maybe a couple weeks later or whatever, boom, it's on the streaming device, and you can watch it right away. So, it speeds up
right, like
the availability of watching it.
Strange Worlds came out in November.
Right. And it's already
November 22nd, I think it was, right?
Yes. Right before Thanksgiving. Yeah.
Yep. December 21st, it's on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Encanto came out in November.
Mm-hmm.
December 25th, it was on Disney Plus.
Right. Yeah.
And Encanto did okay in the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Took off to become a phenomenon when it reached Disney Plus.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people can gripe and say, oh, you're cheapening it. You're it's going against the artists. It's going against the whole whatever. But if you put it in the theater and people don't go and watch it, are you doing anyone a favor by doing that?
Right. And let's be honest, technology has gotten better. A lot, I'm not saying everybody has it, but if you got a nice size HD TV in your house with a surround sound system, it's just easier to watch it on your screen at home and blast and you don't have to worry about other patrons around you, coughing, sneezing, whatever. and you can just watch it at your leisure. You can pause it when you have to and all that, so watching it at home is easier than packing up the kids and family and going out to the movie theater,
Well, absolutely. And let's finish this because we have a lot more to come through on this. Mm-hmm. I'll leave it on this note. It's that I have a 70-inch TV, a small but decent surround sound on it. Mm-hmm. And it's just easier for us at our leisure to go, okay, we're going to have a family movie, get the popcorn or watch it while we're having dinner or whatnot, sit down in our living room and watch on our schedule. And if someone's got to go to the bathroom, we can pause it,
right?
Come back and be in the comfort of our house and not have, like you said, people sneezing, people talking, phones ringing,
right?
Back of your seat getting kicked, all that going on, or also trying to schedule a time. All right, they're only showing it at these 3 times, and you're spending a pretty penny. Mm-hmm. It's anywhere between $10 to $25 now, $30 to see a movie for one person.
Right.
So, $30 alone, that's 2-3 months of your Disney Plus subscription.
Right. Yeah.
To watch a movie at your pace, your schedule. If you only can watch 20 minutes of the movie now, and then 30 minutes of it the next day, and so forth and so on. And that's how you have to watch your movie, because sometimes that's what I have to do.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's almost a no-brainer.
Mhm.
Now, that's not to say that some movies you need to see in the theater.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah. You want to watch Star Wars? You want to watch Endgame? Yeah, you could do that on the small screen, but you need to see that on the big screen
Yeah.
too.
Any
And
Star
then,
Wars, any Marvel. Yeah,
yeah,
you gotta.
Avatar: Way of Water
Mhm.
is another prime example. That is a super big special effects movie. That's one to watch on the big screen, which is why I'm going to watch it at home whenever I
Yeah, I
eventually get
know.
around to having
Yeah,
time. Because
that's one that yes, because it just the running length of it is just way too
three
long. I'm
hours and
like,
15 minutes.
yeah, I'm like, I gotta wait for that to come out on Disney Plus. But from what I've heard, though, it's the live, like if you see it in IMAX in 3D, it blows you away. Just visually.
The visuals are phenomenal. The story I hear is definitely an improvement from the first one.
Mhm.
And the visuals are just breathtaking.
Yeah,
I feel bad I can't see it in theaters, but I just really don't have
yeah, 3.5 hours.
the time to be able to do that. And I know my kids won't sit through it, so
No.
um, but they enjoyed the first one. But again, it's one to watch at home.
Mhm.
So, uh, whew, all right. So what else? I said the Strange Worlds. Ron's Gone Wrong. That was a Fox holdover from the Fox acquisition that they released through 20th Century, and that was a surprise. I was surprised. Did you watch that one?
Yes, that was a cute movie. I did enjoy
I
it.
was surprised how much I enjoyed that movie.
Mhm. Yep.
That was a good one. You had, like I said, the live action Pinocchio with Tom Hanks, the Rise series that was on Disney Plus. Didn't get to see that one. Disenchanted, Hocus Pocus 2, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, Disney Nature's Polar Bear that came to Disney Plus. That love my Disney Nature stuff. I will cheer along for any Disney Nature. The nature films that they put out, they put it in a fun and entertaining way for you to enjoy, but you really do get a good experience, and the way that they film these animals in nature is just so they take time to make sure you really get an appreciation for these beautiful creatures that live on that we share this planet with. And the cinematography is fantastic. National Treasure: Edge of History. That one also just came out. That series. That's a lot of the Disney stuff. I know I'm forgetting some things.
Santa Clauses just came out.
Oh yeah, the Santa Claus, and I really enjoyed those.
Mm.
And that season 2 of that has been greenlit.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I enjoyed going back to that world, and it was just fun. You could tell it was fun.
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting anything mind blowing, or I wanted to sit down, be entertained, and have fun in the Christmas spirit, and that's exactly what I got.
Yes.
Turning Red, as controversial as that was, and I don't get it. Um, that came out. That was fun. Lightyear. I'm halfway through that, and I've enjoyed it so far. You finished watching it. You
Yes,
said
I finished it. I liked it. I didn't understand like a lot of the hate towards it. I enjoyed it. It was just I had a problem with the ending, which I'm not going to spoil it. But that was just my opinion how they ended it. When you finally get to the end, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Spoiler alert: Buzz Lightyear turns into a toy. No, I don't know. I didn't finish watching it. But yeah, that one came out. You had the world of Marvel, where you had, get ready, everybody, in no particular order: Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Thor: Love and Thunder, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Werewolf by Night, She-Hulk: Attorney at Law, I Am Groot, the shorts,
Shorts, yeah.
Mrs. Marvel, Moon Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. What am I forgetting? Because I felt like there was probably more. What if
might've-
that wasn't this year, right? No, What If was last year.
What was it?
What If?
What If was, I think, the year before.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't this year. That might have covered it.
That might be all of it. I felt like there's more, but that was
What was your top Marvel movie that from that year and the series?
the movie, and then which was
Yeah, what was
top
your
movie
top
and top
movie and
series?
what was your top series from the Marvel?
top movie Wakanda Forever.
Mhm.
Yeah, because I didn't care for Thor: Love and Thunder. Doctor Strange was enjoyable, but I
Right.
think Black Panther was better.
Yes, I agree with you. Wakanda Forever was by far the best movie they released this year.
Series. So taking out the two specials, so Werewolf by Night and Guardians of the Galaxy, that doesn't count because that's not a series. That's just a standalone little
Yeah,
project.
those are standalone little short movies, which were good.
Both of them were really well done.
Werewolf by Night surprised me because I didn't know what I was getting into, and it enjoyed
Same
the heck
here.
out of me. So
And I was surprised with how much range that had.
Mhm.
I was expecting one thing and got something completely different, and was thankful by that.
Yeah.
Out of the series, I would say probably Moon Knight was my favorite.
Yeah. All right, we're on the same page. Moon Knight was my favorite too.
I enjoyed all three, not including the I Am Groot shorts. Those were fun little things, but that's that was just a fun that's what it was supposed to be, a fun little thing.
Mm.
Not moving the MCU at all. But Ms. Marvel, I enjoyed it. I look forward to where that goes. I was happy to see that character come in. She-Hulk, I again thought that was fun. I thought they did a nice job with it.
Yeah, overall, I enjoyed She-Hulk too.
Yeah, but the strongest one was definitely Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
Oscar Isaac's performance in that, and where they went with that show, was just fantastic.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's hard. That's a high bar to.
Yeah, and that was definitely a show you need to watch when you're wide awake because that throws your brain all over the place. Like, which is that's a part of the show. That's what makes it so good because.
Yeah, and the psychological of what's going on, and just they put a lot into it, and yeah, it was spectacular. So yeah, Moon Knight definitely my favorite of, and I would go as far as saying that it's probably one of my favorite MCU things that Marvel has put out this year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as much as I like Wakanda Forever, Moon Knight just really blew me away.
Right, I would agree.
Then on the Lucasfilm end, we had Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Tales of the Jedi, Andor Season 1, and The Industrial Light and Magic, and Willow.
Willow, yes.
I started watching Willow. I haven't gotten too far into it yet.
Yeah, me neither.
But it's what I've seen so far is again high quality production.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Tales of the Jedi. That was spectacular.
Yes. And here's the thing: is like there was no in the Lucasfilm area, no movies whatsoever. But we got a whole bunch of series that moved along the story points, man. So
that took us all on rides and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And gave us expanded the universe, I think, in more ways than movies would, one or two movies would.
Right.
So the beauty of having all of these different shows going on.
Mm-hmm.
What Andor did, and Kenobi did, and Boba Fett, as much as both people want to poo-poo Boba Fett,
mm-hmm.
it did expand the universe a little more. It gave us, a view of another part of the galaxy that we haven't, even though it's still on Tatooine, it's another part of Tatooine and more of the culture
mm-hmm.
that we haven't had the exposure to, and kind of just, again, broadened, stretched out the fabric of this galaxy.
Right.
Kenobi
I'm sorry, go
a
ahead.
smaller. Sorry, Kenobi is a smaller aspect of that, and more focused on Kenobi himself and just his little adventure.
Yeah. But Boba Fett, the only problem I had with I enjoyed the book Boba Fett. Was it the best series of the year? No. But I did enjoy it. I just wish they would have. The one question I had was why? why did he take out Bib Fortuna and want to be the crime boss of Jabba's palace? That was the one thing that didn't get answered, and I wish they would have.
I think they tried to. Fennec Shen did, I think, say a few things about that, of just how he was not happy how things were being run, and more so to the point of he was not happy being the pawn.
But why Boba Fett on Tatooine? Like, he's a bounty hunter, so I'm assuming he goes all over the galaxy. So what drew him to, like, I have to be the crime boss of Tatooine? You know what I mean?
No, I can hypothesize on that. It goes back to Jabba. Jabba had such a strong stronghold on everything and ran everything, and he was employed by by Jabba at one point.
Right.
So you kind of got a taste of how this organization was before, and what things are being run there.
So he was there scouting it out, kind of liked what was going on there, and said, maybe one day I want this.
I mean, maybe not scouting it out, but maybe just getting the impression of, what? This is a bad gig.
Right.
Jabba's sitting there nice and fat and happy, and maybe after I got eaten by Sarlacc and I'm a little more fat and not so happy. Maybe this is and he spent 20 years in the Sarlacc pit, in the belly of the beast, and it's like this plant's kind of grown on me. Flip some residents here. Bib's not doing anything with this place. He's kind of let things go off the deep end. Just make people happy. I'll put him out of his misery. Put him out of other people's miseries, and claim it for myself. He's already got the nice chair. My ship's being held there.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yep. But the two keynote series though was in my opinion was Kenobi and Andor, both two totally different shows. Kenobi scratched that itch with that that era of the Skywalkers and having Vader in there and everything was totally fantastic. Andor to me was probably the best series of the year for Star Wars, just the way it was written, acted, and all that stuff. So
it is hard to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get through it, you'll realize how wonderful it sounds. It sounds completely stupid to say, but you'll realize how wonderful it actually is,
right?
And how enjoyable it is, and how much it really breathes deep breaths into the Star Wars saga. In the events leading up to Rogue One. And just in that gap between Revenge of the Sith and New Hope, I'm liking where they're running at the moment with things like Andor and Bad Batch, before with Rebels, where how did you go from the Empire is now taking over to the Empire is taken over and everyone's fearing them, and now people are starting to push back. How did that all happen? And you're getting a lot of that. And it's very interesting to see the multifaceted parts of how this whole rebellion that Princess Leia and Mon Mothma and Luke ends up joining, and that whole thing, how that all came to be. And we're still getting a lot more of that story, and it is very interesting and very well constructed so far, and how they're going about that.
Yes. Agree 100%. Sorry, I didn't know if you wanted me to expand on that one. No, it's, I mean, we did the review episode a couple, episodes ago, but it's again, it's a different type of Star Wars, but it is a great series once you delve into it. You know.
Yeah, you gotta be patient with it, let it build, and it will pay its dividends in time.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So, I think that's everything as far as on the Disney end itself. Unless am I missing anything that you could think of?
No, I think you covered all of the major stuff. You know.
All right, then I just want to touch on some of our own personal.
Yeah, I was gonna say you did some changes and stuff. So
yeah, stuff going on with the show itself. We obviously we changed our name in July.
Mhm.
July we went through a name change. We went from Disney Marvels to now WD Magic Cast. We got a new logo. We launched our website. If you haven't checked out the website, please do. Put a lot of time into it, and I am happy with it how it came out, and it's an easy way to get in contact with us too.
Mm-hmm.
This was in November. Through our streaming service, they said we put out 42 episodes. I think we put out more than that. And by the time, it's not including anything we did in December.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely more than 42. But we had 28% increase in followers.
It's awesome.
Multiple countries around the world. Our top 5 countries, obviously, being United States, Canada, United Kingdom, Brazil, and Japan.
Mm.
Thank you, everybody around the world, for listening.
Yes.
Our top episode this year, which is kind of strange, was episode 136, the Muppet Vision 3D's 30th anniversary. So if you do your math, we're on episode 208. That's last year.
Yeah.
So it's actually a 2021 episode.
That's 21, man.
Yeah, but hey, people are going back and listening to all the the prior episodes as we're going forward. They're listening to the current ones, they're listening to the old ones. That's why they're still there, folks. Absolutely, go back, listen to a lot of our older stuff, because a lot of it's still good, a lot of it's still relevant, and you see how much we've grown. And then we have produced, and again, this is not a up to minute number, create over 3,117 minutes of new content this year.
Wow.
Top for Spotify is top in our top 94% of our category of TVs and film. So we you put up with a lot of us talking.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say when I jumped on in April, you were, kind enough to throw me out there, even though I've never done anything like this before in the past. And, I see the hard work that you put in, with the changes. I give you credit, to go forward with the changes and stuff like that. And this has been an awesome ride, and I appreciate you for, giving me this platform with you to, come on and talk about the stuff I love. And, hopefully next year's, we bring it into next year, and let's keep on trucking, man. Let's, hopefully we have more success this year.
Yeah, I mean, and thank you for coming. I know how nervous and scared you were at first, and how much, despite how, and I'm not sure if I remember mentioning during that episode that it'd been probably a year to 2 years that Dave, let's do this. Let's do this. No. I have to wash my hair that day. No, I'm not good at it. No, I can't do this.
Yeah.
And you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here. What
was the whole reaching out to me? It's like, well, what are we going to do next? What are we going to talk about next now?
Yeah. I caught the bug after. But it was just the whole getting used to being comfortable in front of with a mic in my face and a camera on me and all that. But once I got used to that, and it's just, it's gotten easier over time. I may not be able to articulate all my thoughts that are going through my head, but I try.
I've been doing this for over 5 years. I can't always articulate the thoughts going through my head, and sometimes that's a good thing.
Awesome.
I appreciate all of you. You, Dave, Matt, Isaac, Kim, all the guests that we've ever had on this show, all the people that I've gone to interview. Not so many this year, but the years that I've been able to do more of that. And hopefully next year I can get some more going. I truly appreciate all of you, all of our listeners, for giving us the gift of being able to spend virtually time together, and letting us continue this thing that we love, talking about the things that we love, and giving us a platform to bring you our thoughts and connect with some of you in some ways, one way or another, even just through the podcast, through social media, however it may be. We truly appreciate all of you. Thank you for making this such a wonderful year. And I look forward to what next year brings. I have some ideas of what I would like to do, where I'd like to take the show. But as one thing I have learned over 4.5 years that I've been doing this show alone, that you never know what you can make the best plans and have best things laid out, and then stuff happens. And you end up in a totally different direction, and you have to be okay with that. And I am. When I started the year, did I plan on changing the name of the show, and did I think we were going to have a website? No.
Right.
And then halfway through the year, I got down to talking to some people and realized I need to grow the show more, and that's why we did these things. And hey, so far it's worked out well, and hopefully, it lifts us even to higher places.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Like I said, props to you, man, because there was I know I'm not with you 24/7, but I know the amount of work that you most likely had to put into this, and it shows. I believe it shows, and we just continue to do our thing, man, and we'll be fine.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
And I appreciate all of you again. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope your holidays, your Christmas, your Hanukkah, your Boxing Day, Kwanzaa, whatever else, has been wonderful, has been well. And here's to a healthy, prosperous, and happy New Year. Thank you again, Dave, for joining us, and thank you for all of you for joining us this year, 2022. My goodness, is it over already? What were some of your favorite events or most mind-blowing events of this year? Let us know. Join our conversation on the Facebook group, facebook.com/WDMagicast. On Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, we are found at WD Magicast. You can also make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is WD Magicast, where you can find the audio versions of these episodes, plus some other treats that I have posted throughout the year and years. You can leave a voice message through the Anchor app or Anchor.fm website and be heard on the show itself, or record your message electronically on your electronic device, your smartphone, your tablet, your computer, whatever you may have, and email it to email@wdmagicast.com. You can also send us any questions or suggestions you may have to that address as well. Links to all these are in the show notes and on our website, where you can reach us there as well. The website being www.wdmagicast.com. I want to thank you for your time. I know how crazy everything has been with the holidays and whatnot going on, and hopefully this week you've had a little time to kind of unwind and relax a little bit. When you get a chance, make sure you share out that you're listening to the show and tag us. Let people know. Share us on the social media and let people know about the WD Magicast. Tell your friends. Tell anybody that you know that are big Disney people. Tell them about WD Magicast. Also, please, while you're at it, consider, please go to Apple Podcast and Stitcher, leave us a rating and or review. We have all 5-star ratings at the moment. Some people have left reviews. Fantastic, thank you. Keep them coming. The more that we get, the more those podcast groups help put out and start advertising. And also that helps us get more people to interview and guest on the show, because they'll see that people enjoy our show. Because remember, Walt believed in a big Disney family, so do I. Don't forget to subscribe to the show while you're at it. This way you always know when new episodes are posted. And while you're at it, consider becoming a premium subscriber to help the show out. You can do this over at anchor.fm/WDMagicast/support, or find us on our Patreon page. You can also check out our merchandise shop, where you get yourself some fun WD Magicast stuff, sweatshirts, particularly with the cold weather that we got going on right now, t-shirts, hoodies, tote bags, notebooks, cell phone cases. There's a whole bunch of awesome stuff. Mugs for your hot chocolate, coffee, tea, beverage of choice. You can find links to these in the show notes as well, and on our website, because remember, the show is brought to you by listeners like you. I will end this year with the Japanese proverb: in Japan, broken objects are often repaired with gold. The flaws is seen as a unique piece of the object's history, which adds to its beauty. Consider this the next time you feel broken. Remember, never give up, never give in, be your own hero. And I'll end this week's show with a quote from Walt Disney himself. I am not an economist, but things are not as bad as they seem. I have a great deal of confidence in our future. Again, that's from Walt Disney. Thank you again for listening, everyone, and I'll see you next time.